My name is Teresa on behalf of Bayan USA here in Southern California. I want to thank you for your presence tonight. It really speaks volumes to what you believe in and your belief in the defense of human rights and your belief in our continued work together as a community to continue to ensure that all people around the world have what they deserve and that they're treated with dignity and respect. Many of our friends and comrades have already talked about the different issues in the Philippines and what has happened with the people affected by Typhoon Haiyan. So tonight I want to take the opportunity to ask you questions, to ask you to reflect on what has happened in the Philippines and how that connects to us here in the United States and to countries around the world. We have, I want you to think about what kind of government allows its people to suffer in the way that the Filipino people have suffered. There was an extreme calamity that happened, one of the largest storms that the world has ever seen. But what was most destructive was not the storm, but what happened after. The Philippine government failed to respond to the needs of the people. They let the people die. There are thousands upon thousands of people, more than 5,000, nearing 6,000 people who have died as a result of this typhoon. But not just because of the natural disasters, but because of these man-made disasters, because of corruption, because of neglect, and because of greed that politicians like Aquino have, evident in systems like the pork barrel system, which we have criticized, which we have called the end of before the typhoon, which has still not happened. The reason why people have suffered in the way that they have, that we've seen people dying in the streets, people next to their children, the corpses of their children, people without food for days and for weeks, is because the government has just neglected the people, has not funded their needs, and has instead been greedy and corrupt in their ways. These are systems of oppression. These are systems that we need to dismantle, systems that we need to expose and oppose today and every day until every single person in the world has the rights, is treated with respect and with dignity, not like the people in the Philippines were treated. It is an unfortunate and a tragic example of what a government should not do. And here in the United States, we're at an important moment where we see that there are 9,000 troops that are being sent to the Philippines, saying that they're there for humanitarian relief, when $50 million that went there for aid is not going to humanitarian aid, but for the military. We will not let the tragedy of the Philippines happen so that thousands of troops can be in the Philippines to deny the Philippines national sovereignty because of this calamity. Here in the United States, that is our tax dollars that are going there, funding those soldiers, funding that military that is there not for the people, but for their own economic needs, for their own desires, for their own greed here in the United States. And that is a violation of our rights and a violation of human rights in the Philippines. We will stand here, we will stand in the streets when a Kerry goes to Tacloban and stands there and uses the people and stands there and says that we are here to offer you aid, and stand there for a photo op. We will stand on the streets here in Los Angeles and all over the United States to say, you are not to use the Filipino people. You are not to use them for your media to show that the United States is some kind of humanitarian organization that is there to help the people. We know that that is not the reason why they are there. For years they have planned a pivot to the Asia-Pacific region, and they are using the Philippines at this point and using this tragedy in order to go there and to send troops and to build bases and to further militarize our country. We will demand justice for all victims of the typhoon. After the media has turned off its cameras, we will continue to stand in the streets, and we will demand that people have food, that they have housing, that they have education, and they have proper rehabilitation, and not false relief, not false rehabilitation that we have seen in Haiti, that we have seen in New Orleans, that we have seen years after year. We will not see it in the Philippines because we will not let it happen. So we continue to stand here and demand justice today and every day for all people in the Philippines and all people around the world as we commemorate International Human Rights Day. Thank you.